Yay! Okay, so if you remember from Pythagorean theorem, if you're in my class and you went on Delta Math and you realized that you were putting in the right answer, but Delta Math was saying no. Okay, well, now we're going to learn how to do it. So we're going to talk about how to make exact roots. Okay, so we're no longer going to use this to get a decimal and round. When I say I want the exact answer, I want the simplest radical form. Okay? And we're going to talk more about what that means later on, but I just want to ask you something. Okay? A perfect square is a whole number squared. So 3 times 3 equals 9. Okay? If I were the inverse operation of squaring is taking the square root of it. So I can take the square root of 9 and that's going to give me 3. Okay? So square roots are pretty perfect square roots are the inverse of squaring a number. Okay? Instead of squaring a number, we unsquare the number. If I have something like this, okay, is that a perfect square? No. Okay? And so before we go any further, we're going to write down my perfect squares. So remember, perfect squares are whole numbers times itself. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, so on and so forth. So that's 7, 8, 9 times 9 is 81, 10 times 10 is 100, 11 times 11 is 121, 12 times 12 is 144. So these are basic multiplication facts, so you really don't have to memorize them because you should already know them. And when I simplify radicals, I like to go ahead and put it down my list. Okay? But since this is not a perfect square root, we can simplify it farther. We can still simplify it, okay? If it would have been like the square root of 25, we would simplify that to 5, okay? But that's not the case. But we can still simplify it to the lowest possible simplification by doing these rules. Now, I would go ahead and pause the video, and I would copy these steps down in your notebook because they will help you. Okay, welcome back. So when I simplify radicals, okay, I like to draw 2 arrows, and I like to do this. Okay, and now we just fill it in. Okay. So step 1 says take the square root of the radicand, which is this symbol. If it is not a perfect square, then you're going to do the following. Is Trinity a perfect square? No. So 2, you're going to find the largest perfect square that divides evenly into the radicand. So I'm going to look at Trinity. Can 25 go into Trinity? Nope. Can 16 go into Trinity evenly? Nope. Can 9? Nope. Can 4? It can. How many times can 4 go into Trinity evenly? 5. Okay? That's how you're going to do that. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay? And that is the largest perfect square that would divide evenly. So then you divide it, and then you put what you get. Okay? So Trinity divided by 4 is going to give you 5. So this... Then it says 3, put both factors under the radicals. Make sure the perfect square is first. Then take the square root of the perfect square and bring down the non-perfect square. So the square root of 4, what times what will give you 4? 2. Okay, 2 times itself will give you 4. and then I'm going to bring down my 5, and then this is in simplest terms. Okay? The more you do these, the more easier it's going to get. Knowing this is like the key. Okay? Just follow these steps. So let's do the next example. Let's do 128. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw my little diagram. Okay? So now I'm going to go back through my perfect squares and see which one divides evenly into 128. So again, I'm going to start down here. 121 can't, 100 can't, 81, Can 64 go into 128 evenly? It can. Okay, how many times can 64 go into 128? 2. So I'm going to put 2 right here. Okay, if you're not good with multiplication, you could easily, if you know your perfect squares, you can easily do 128 divided by 100. Nope, have a decimal. 128 divided by 81. Nope, 128 divided by 64. Yes, how many times? 2. Okay, you can easily go through with your calculator. The square root of 64, if you have your calculator, you can go to second square root of 64, and that is 8. And then my 2 stays the same. Okay, and that's in simplest terms. Okay, let's do this next one. 350. Okay, there's a coefficient. You want to rate to the very last thing to deal with that coefficient. So we're not going to look at that right now. We're just going to do the same thing for this 50. Okay, so 50, what would go into 50 evenly? What would be the largest one? Where, again, I'm going to come up here. Can 49 go into 50? Divide evenly? And nope. Can 36? Nope. But can 25? It can. So 25, okay, 50 divided by 25 is going to give me 2. 2 times 25 is 50, so we got the right ones. What times what would give you 25? 5. And then add my 2. I am not done. Okay, I have to, if I have a coefficient, I have to then multiply. So it says if there is a coefficient in front of the original radical, you multiply the whole numbers. So I'm going to have 3 times 5 is going to give me 15. And then you're going to keep your radical. And that is going to be my answer. Okay. Again, guys, if you need extra help, I know we're going through this quickly. YouTube has a lot of short videos on this too, and I'll be glad to help you. Okay, so I want you to try these 2. Right, try doing these 2 and seeing what you get. When you come back, we'll go over the answers. Okay, welcome back. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is just write out all my perfect squares. Again, it would help if you have this memorized. Okay. So let's look at 75. Okay, what would go into 75 evenly? What would be the largest one? I want to try all of these. 25 would go into it. 75 divided by 25 is going to be 3. Square root of 25 is 5, and I'm left with 3. Okay, again, you have to make sure this is the largest square root that will go in evenly. Okay, this one, focus on. And I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 3 just so I don't forget it. Okay, so 45. What would go in 45 evenly? 25? Nope. 16? Nope. 9? Yes. How many times? 5 times. Square root of 9 is 3. I'm left with 5. 3 times 3 is 9. And then I have my square root. Okay? So please let me know if you have any questions. We're going to practice this, and then we're going to practice some more tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.